Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Norco High School here in Norco, California. It's a beautiful 75-degree day. It's a bit overcast, cloudy, sunny. The wind is blowing today. With an 18-5 overall record. They're 5-1 in the Big 8 League. That's second place. They have a home record of 5-1, 9-1 away. They've been 4-3 in tournament play. They've scored 177 runs. They have allowed 51. They are currently on a 4-game winning streak. In Big 8 League action so far this season, they beat Corona 10-1 in the first game, lost to the Cougars at King 4-3, and then since then beat Corona Santiago 17-0. They beat Centennial 7-4. They beat Roosevelt 12-2. And then the second time around, beat Corona, the Panthers, 9-3. Norco is 20-2 on the season overall. They're 6-0 in the Big 8. They have a 5-0 home record, 3-0 away, 12-2 in tournament play. As mentioned before, they took 7th in the Dave Kopp Memorial Tournament out in Bullhead City. Came back in and swept the Carew tournament, beating Fullerton in the championship game. So far, the Cougars have scored 141 runs, only allowed 18. They're on a 14-game winning streak. So far in the Big 8 League play, they beat Centennial in the first game, 14-0. Beat King there, 4-3. Defeated Roosevelt, 8-5. Bested Corona Santiago, 12-2. Beat the Panthers 9-0, and then the other day that we broadcast against Centennial, they beat them 15-0. Peyton May, pitching the last 2 games for the Cougars, has struck out 16 batters. Today in the circle for Norco, though, is Coral Williams. A little history about the teams here. We're going to get to do the lineups. For the King Wolves today, the starting lineups is number 27 leading off at second base, Addison Christensen. Batting second, number 17, the center fielder, Tyler. Batting third, number 6. Got some glare here, folks. Sorry. What's our number here? 1724. I'll find it for you, folks. Number 7 is Jana Davis. Janai Davis. That's number 7. Okay, batting fourth in cleanup is Brooke Lepsock, number 24. That's also the shortstop for the Wolves. Batting fifth, number 8, Sherry Thompson. She's the third baseman. Batting sixth is number 15, Lynette Vu. That's the designated player for the Wolves. Batting seventh is number 32, Sydney Cobb. She's got left field duties today. Batting eighth is number 5, Taylor Anderson. That's the first baseman for King. Batting ninth is number 21, Jace Margaritas. That's the catcher. And in the circle today for King is Miss Bishop, Ryder Bishop, whose number is 44. For the Cougars today, leading off and playing left field today is Kendra Nelson. Batting second and playing left field is Angelina Gonzalez. Batting third and playing first base, double O, Savannah Gonzalez. In the cleanup place is the shortstop, number 14, Leighton Gray. Batting fifth, number 17th. Sometimes catching today, the designated player, Isabella Bella Ray. Number 6, number 22, the third baseman, Sadie Burrows. Playing center field, number 7, Dylan Eckenrod. Catching, number 11, Ashlyn Brown. And playing second base, number 10, Sasha Pham. The teams are lining up for the playing of our national anthem, so we'll be back in a second. Please honor our country with us. Go down, back up. First time. Why not? Bench. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Norco High School for today's matchup between King High School and your Norco Cougars. We can all please rise the move our hats for the playing of the national anthem. Oh, so proudly hailed, that's why you brought strife and right through a perilous fight. Oh, the rampart we walk was so down. And the
Once again, welcome to Norco High School for today's Big 8 softball game between the visiting Riverside King Wolves and the Norco Cougars. This is Gary Evans with Stumer Crawford, Mr. Cameron. We got Christian Man in the board and Weston out doing the center field camera. A beautiful day for softball here. We've gone through the lineups for you. A little history of the team. Coaching for King is Lucinda Brewer, and she'd like a shout out to her friends in Florida that are watching today. Brewer just got a 184-76 record as coach of King. She took the Wolves to the 2014 CIF Division final. We fortunately lost that game. They got it to another final in a different division several years later. She's back coaching with Lana Carloni, who was an outstanding player to all right for Cajon. Back in the day, she went to the University of Oklahoma and won the 2000 National College Women's World Series with Oklahoma. Norco, of course, has Coach Rick Robinson, his longtime assistants Dave and Jean, and his sister, the pitching coach, Beth Robinson Windham. So this game is pretty much a important contest in the Big 8 League this year, and Norco continue their dominance, or King can step up and at least get one on the Cougar. So we'll see what happens here today. We got Coral Williams in the circle for the Cougars, and a year ago Mr. Crawford watched Carl Williams throw a no-no. Remember that?
I do.
I liked your comment the other day. So besides a bunch of runs were scored by Norco in that game. So here we go. The outfielders do their handshakes and go to their positions. The Cougars around the field once again will set them defensively for you. Savannah Gonzalez at first. Sasha Pham is at second. Leighton Gray at short. Sadie Burrows at third. And then from left to right, you got Angelina Gonzalez in left. Dylan Eckenrod at center. And Kendra Nelson in right field. Coral Williams in the circle. And coming up to bat for King, leading off, is the second baseman, Addison Christensen. Here's the pitch. And there's a little hit. Oh, a diving try by Sadie Burrows off her glove, and Christensen is aboard with an infield single.
Wow, quick to first base on that one. Little stumble by our Norco team, but I mean, we can always come back. There's always more opportunity. The game has just begun.
As we said at the start, it's another windy day here at Norco. The wind is blowing, looking at the flag in center field, dead left field here. Here's the pitch, there's a bunt, a good bunt down to throw to first is successful.
Yep. It's an out right there.
It's an out. So sacrifice bunt by the second batter, which was Hyler.
Team number 7, Jonna Davis.
So that brings up number 3, Davis. So Christensen is moved to second on the sacrifice bunt by Hyler. Davis is the right fielder for King.
Anything in between after the pitch is fall back is up to you. But once,
You know, I'll never complain about a nice windy day. Keep you cool, but wind goes right in the mic, messes with our audio. But other than that, it's a nice day out.
Well, listening the other day, we did sound pretty good, and then there was some issues with the sound from about the third inning to the fifth inning, but we rectified that. So thank you. There's a base hit to first base, and there's the out at first, recorded by Savannah Gonzalez. The runner, Hyler, Christensen advances to third on the ground ball to Gonzalez at first. So 2 outs, runner at third. That brings up Lebsock as the cleanup hitter.
Let's hope we can get a nice strikeout here, prevent that runner from getting home, keep score 0-0 while we go up to bat.
And it looks like it was a ball. As we've described to you before, girls softball, the umpire will yell strike, but then takes a step back and will raise his arm. So there's another grounder in the middle. Sasha Pham gets it, flips to first for the out. The inning is over. Besides the leadoff hit, King goes down in order from there. We'll be back after these words.
Same here.
Welcome back to Norco High School. The King Wolves visiting the Norco Cougars, and Kendra Nelson's up. First pitch fouled off. We're going to show you the left field view for a bit as we have some technical issues with our center field camera, but we're working on that right now.
Got a foul right into the bullpen. Still sitting 0-0 at the bottom of the first inning.
Okay, so the pitcher for King is Ryder Bishop, left-handed southpaw pitcher. Around the horn for King, Bishop is the pitcher. Jace Margaritas is catching. Taylor Anderson's at first. Christensen's at second. Brooke Lebsock is the shortstop. Here's the next pitch. Just a little bit foul. A nice hit, but just like the other day with the wind blowing, it just kept rotating foul. So another chance for Kendra Nelson to get on.
I wonder if it's going to be a lot like the last time I was out here, where it's just a lot of fouls, a lot of tension, keep it 0-0 the whole game until we hit one inning where it changes it.
Well, think about this. You got a left-handed batter and a left-handed pitcher. So probably going to see a few more fouled out this way. Okay, to finish the lineup, Sherry Thompson's at third, Sydney Cobb in left, Dakota Heiler in. And there's a base hit. Very good. There it is. Thank you. Dakota Heiler is in center, and Janai Davis is the right fielder for King. Kendra Nelson continues her hot hand hitting with a single to center, which brings up Angelina Gonzalez. Sorry, buddy. I'm going to stab you a few more times with the pencil here.
That's all right.
The beauty of live radio and television, folks.
I find it interesting on the King team, their pitcher's last name is Bishop. King and a Bishop.
Oh, you're in the chest. Okay, there was a bunt by Angelina Gonzalez, successful. So pulling out the same playbook from King in the first inning, a single and a sack bunt. Moves the runner over, one out. So 0-0, Savannah Gonzalez is up. Okay, something's going on in there. The catcher just brought something to the pitcher, gave it to the shortstop. A batting glove of some sort, it looks like. Lebsock putting something on her left hand under the glove.
You know, so far in this inning, we're doing the exact same thing that King did their first inning.
Okay, here's the left-handers going to deliver. Is it?
That's
outside. You watch me right here, because I'm watching right there. So you tell me if where the ball position is.
Yeah,
we're looking
that
at
angle looked like a strike, but
so
let's see.
All right, so 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Runner at second here in the bottom of the first for the Cougars. Here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Swing fouled off. How'd that pitch look to you there? Was it down the pipe?
It was pretty close.
Okay.
Just got a bad hit. Little ding off the bottom of the bat.
Out there. So if you hear, there's a little looper into shallow center field. Oh no, the runner's going to get thrown out.
Oh.
Yep. So Kendra Nelson waited for the ball to drop. Lebsock made a great recovery of the shallow blooper into center field. Kendra broke for third. Lebsock made a great strike to the third baseman, which was Cherie Thompson, to cut down Kendra Nelson. 2 outs, and Savannah Gonzalez is safe at first in the fielder's choice. Up is the cleanup batter, shortstop Leighton Gray.
We're hoping for a big hit from Leighton out here today. Hopefully get one of our runners home, secure a point.
Run.
Falling back into my old ways. I've got to do better.
That's what we're here. All about practicing.
Yeah.
So Lebsock, if you starting to say, if you hear numbers yelled out, and Leighton Gray is nailed in the hip, tosses the bat down forcefully and trots to first. So that gives the Cougars runners at first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Okay, so coming up now is the designated player, Isabella Ray. Bella Ray.
We're going to give a quick shout out to our boys baseball team. They're getting ready to play a game tonight at 6 p.m. here at home right after this game. Hey, Dylan! Wave! There they are. All right, let's get back to this one.
Okay, so here's the pitch away. Oh, and she gets hit in the elbow. Two hit batters in a row to load the bases.
Now we're really hoping for a big hit to get all those
Bishop.
3 runners home.
Bishop just uncorked 2 wild pitches that hit first Leighton Gray in the hip, and this one hit Bella Ray in the arm. She's over there with Coach Beth along the first baseline, shaking it off. That hit her right in the elbow, and timeout is called. The infield huddles in the circle. Here comes Coach Brewer to talk to the team.
Wow, we don't see a lot of hits. I mean, this is kind of a odd occurrence to have it happen twice in a row, especially so quick.
Well, a lot of these pitchers in girls softball have been doing this since they were 7, 8, 9, and they have pretty good control. I don't know what is the problem there. The umpire comes out to check and move things along. Coach Brewer goes back to the dugout. Catcher goes back. Margaritas back to the plate. LeBlanc, correction.
Yeah. I don't know if we're looking
Bishop.
at wind or what, but seems just a little bit off.
Bishop kind of kicks the dirt in front of the rubber in the circle, frustrated with herself because, these girls are normally pinpoint accurate in pitching. So, but it's starting to see, if you hear numbers yelled out from the center field camera, here's the pitch, and there's a base hit. Oh, bobbled by the second baseman, the turn in time, safe.
I say.
So 1 run is in, 2 runs are in.
2 runs are in. Wow, that was a beautiful hit from Sadie Burrows.
So Sadie grounded it to the left of the second baseman. She got a glove on it, but kicked it away from her. By the time she was able to recover and pick it up and throw to first, she passed first. Burrows passed first. 2 runs scored, and the Cougars lead 2-0
2 hits.
so far. Yes.
2 hits, yeah. 2 hits. That's
Okay.
not a big.
Well, that's an infield hit. The other one was an infield hit. The other ones were fielder choices. Okay, so runners at first and second for Norco. Up batting right now is, see number 7, is that Dylan Eckenrod?
I'm pretty sure it is Dylan. Yep.
It is
Number
Dylan
7,
Eckenrod at the plate. So 2 runs are in for Norco. Runners at first and second on the infield single by Sadie Burrows. And center fielder, number 7, Dylan Eckenrod is up. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. Fouled it off.
So if we can keep up this streak for the rest of the inning, get a couple more runs in would be nice.
Well, we got 4 runs the first inning the other day against Corona. So let's see if they can match or beat that.
It's always nice to get an early lead. Takes the pressure off of our coaches
And
and
the
our
pitcher.
players.
Swing and a miss.
swing and a
A
miss.
vicious swing by Eckenrod for the 3rd out. So at the end of 1, it is 2-0 Norco. We'll be back after these words from our HorseTown High student.
Starting for the Wolves, number 8, Sherry Thompson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Norco High as we go into the top of the 2nd inning in this softball game between Riverside King and the Norco Cougars. King went down 1, 2, 3, 4 batters in the top of the first. Norco scored 2 runs, aided by 2 hits and 2 hit by pitch batters. Coral Williams in the circle for Norco, and the first pitch ends up being a ball. Batting for King is their 3rd baseman, Sherry Thompson. On deck is Lynette Vu, and in the hole is Sydney Cobb. Another pitch by Coral is low, so that makes the count 2-0.
We're hoping for some really good pitches from Coral. We've seen her perform really well in the past, and we're hoping to keep up that streak. Just as I say that, Coral throws a pitch, foul, gets strike.
Yeah.
Makes the count 2-1.
2-1.
All right, so Sheree Thompson, the third baseman, steps in. Here's the pitch by Coral, one of her funky Oofus pitches, and that was high, so 3-1 the count.
We might get a walk here from Coral.
We need stuff.
Okay, let's see what it looks like from our center field cat. Here's the pitch, and just past an outstretched glove of Coral. Sasha Pham gets it, throws to first for the out. One down in the King top of the second inning.
A little bit of a wobbly swing, led straight, right back to first base.
So Lynette Vu is up. That's a designated player for King today. Here's Coral's pitch. Okay, something just happened. Oh, they appealed to first. I thought the pitch was high myself. I didn't see her swing, but they checked with first base. The first base umpire put his arms out for a ball. Carl Williams delivers, and that's a strike. So this home plate umpire has a bit of a delayed call, folks. So I was starting to say, if you hear numbers being called, especially Norco does not do this in their pitching, but a lot of teams that visit Norco, the coach will give a pitch to the team and they'll yell out a code, 131 or 242 or 714, and the pitcher and the players have a cheat sheet card, just like if you watch football and the quarterback has the playlist on his wrist, and depending on the number is the pitch the coach wants thrown, depending again on the batter and the situation. So there's a ground ball to Sadie Burrows at third, the throw to first in time for the second out. So if you hear in the background, and we're looking at our broadcast against Corona the other day, or Centennial, it was very clear the Centennials were very loud and yelling out 131 or 355. That's the pitching instruction by the other team to their, not only the pitcher, but to the fielders to expect, if you know where the pitch is going to be, it might be where the hit goes. So here's Coral's first pitch to the next batter, which is Sydney Cobb, the left fielder, and that was a strike.
Coral's giving a good streak of strikes this game. Good, clean throws.
Swing and a miss. Vicious swing there by Sydney Cobb. Well, sometimes too, it takes you a while to dial it in. And I wasn't watching Coral warm up over here in the bullpen before the game, but I think she's starting to get it dialed in now. And there's strike 3 on a rise ball. So down goes King. We'll be back for the bottom of the second inning after this. Okay, go ahead. You got it.
Hi, everyone. Just gives a heads up. Tomorrow is one of our important days for Norco High School. It is going to be our senior and junior prom. This will be held at Hangar 21 at the Fullerton Airport. This will take place between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Hope to see you guys all there, and check out our videos coming out of that next week, done by our HorseTown High students. Now let's get back to this game.
So welcome back to Norco High here. Going into the bottom of the second inning. Up to bat for the Cougars is the catcher, Ashlyn Braun. Here's the first pitch and check swing. Did she go around? Yes, the home plate umpire calls strike.
1-3. You.
Okay. Ryder Bishop is still in the circle for King, left-handed pitcher. Here she delivers the pitch.
Ooh.
That's
It
totally.
is a very delayed call by the home plate umpire. Braun is down 0-2. See what happens here.
Well, it seems that Bishop has finally got back into the zone of things. Doesn't look like we're going to have any more hit players, hopefully.
So it was a low pitch to Braun. She swung and missed. Strikeout. Coming up now is the second baseman, Sasha Pham. She was 2 for 4 or 3 for 4 the other day against Corona Centennial.
You know, I've noticed just from watching, it seems that the King team is very energetic today. A lot of yelling, a lot of cheering. You know, it's always good to see in an opponent. High energy.
First pitch to Sasha fell back towards the Norco dugout. That's the fun part if you watch, as I may have mentioned before, travel ball, girls high school ball, college women ball. There's a lot of sing-song, a lot of energy, and if they're quiet, you'll hear the coaches yelling, make some noise. Here's the next
Holding
pitch.
back.
Oh, you came.
There's a base hit.
Oh,
Nice stop by the shortstop. Long throw. Got her.
Wow.
Nice stop by Brooke Lebsock. The throw to the first baseman, Taylor Anderson, who makes the grab. And 2 down.
Is that running?
So we come back around to Norco's leadoff batter, Kendra Nelson, who's playing left field today. Oh, line drive out.
Wow.
And I heard the bat and I blinked and like,
That
Did
was
she
a
drop it?
very, very short hit.
yeah. All right, so the Cougars go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. We'll be back after this to the top of the third.
Batting for King, number 5, Taylor Anderson.
There you are, sorry.
Okay, now we're on. Okay,
There we go.
we're back here for the top of the third inning. One pitch has already been thrown. And here's the save by Coral Williams, the bouncer to Sasha Pham. Long throw to first.
Ooh,
Got her.
Takes it.
Okay, number 5, I believe, was the batter for King. So coming up is Jace Margaritas. Okay, that was Anderson. That was the
Yeah.
first batter. I was looking cross-eyed at my scorebook here. Anderson's the first baseman, and so 4-3 in the putout. Sasha Pham to Gonzalez at first for 1 out, and now the catcher, Jace Margaritas, is up, number 21.
Wow. This game's moving at lightning pace today. Quick outs, quick strikes.
Yeah,
Looking at
yeah.
a short game.
Grounded pitch there by Coral Williams.
Luckily, we got those 2 points, so I've got nothing to worry about over here for our team. Runs.
The education
I don't know why
of
I'm
Mr.
saying
Stilmer
points again.
continues. Okay, that's what we're here for.
You're getting it.
We
Yeah,
get
but
it.
I said runs the entirety of the last game. I never had any issues, and now I'm
Okay.
having issues.
Well, at least you
again.
got the point.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
That was
another
good.
bad
That
dad
was
joke
good.
free of charge there. Okay, there's a base hit. Late Gray gets it, throws on the run. 2 down. Nice stop by Leighton Gray, ranging to her right and towards the ball to get it, throwing on the run. The catch by Savannah Gonzalez, and you see their little jump celebration as they point around each other. Their different out communication that you watch. So 2 down here in the top of the third inning for King, and coming up is a left-handed batter, and there's a foul back behind, and that should be the leadoff batter, Christensen, the second baseman.
I love all the little celebrations our team has, whether it be chants or just little moves after an out. It's always fun to see, just reminds everybody that's all about fun over here.
Swing and a miss. There was a kind of slap swing there by Christensen. Coral gets the ball back, walks a little bit towards second base, walks back into the circle. Ashley Braun gets the sign, gives it away. Here's the pitch by Coral, and strike three.
Another fast half of an inning.
All right, so far, that's the second strikeout by Coral Williams. Down goes King. We'll be back for the bottom of the third.
Number 1, left field, Angie Gonzalez.
All right, we're back here for the bottom of the third at Norco High. The King pitcher fires it in, and little nubbler foul up the first base line. So 0-1 the count to Angelina Gonzalez, the leadoff batter. Savannah Gonzalez is on deck. So the 0-1 pitch by Bishop. Looks like it was low.
Managed to secure 2 runs in the first inning thanks to a couple of player hits, but been pretty much gridlocked after that.
Another foul ball low in the dirt. You know what we were talking about the other day when you weren't here, Stummer, was we had a ball off the roof, but not quite into the splash zone, the splash hit. So we're hoping for a first splash hit for you today.
Yep.
So it was starting to describe the field and where it is in the school the other day when we ended an inning, and I never came back to it. Here's the pitch, and outside. So here in the southeast side of the school is the girls' softball field. Just north of it is the girls' locker rooms, and on the other side is the swimming pool. And back in the day, it used to be 2 different pools, a diving pool and a racing pool. And back when they rebuilt the school, there's a foul ball. When they rebuilt the school back in 2008, 2009, and rebuilt the football stadium, put new turf in, built new athletic buildings that are behind us here in our left field perch, they dug out both pools and made just one ginormous swimming pool and no more deep end diving. And rumors abound of all the people. There's a hit. The shortstop lets it. Safe.
That's safe.
The shortstop didn't go get it. Lebsock let it bounce in front of her. The throw was late for the charging Angelina Gonzalez is safe at first and being talked with by Coach Dave and Gene over there.
It was a close one. We made it.
So now Savannah Gonzalez at the plate. Yeah, again, that knuckler, we talked about that knuckler and that pitch. That's what happened. The ball had a lot of knuckle to it, and I think Lebsock decided to play it safe and take it on a bounce instead of charging and maybe missing the shoestring catch.
Yeah.
And that delay cost her the out. The speedy Angelina Gonzalez legged it out to get on first.
I never knew we had 2 pools.
Yeah, well, again, back in the day, things change and things remain the same.
There's one thing I miss about taking PE class, and that's the swimming.
Oh, nice bunt.
bunt.
They throw to first. Got her. Okay. Is that 2 bunts in a row for Savannah?
Was it?
It is.
Is it?
No, Angelina had the
yeah,
bunt in the
Angelina
first
had the
inning.
bunt.
So Angelina gets on with the infield single, and Savannah gets the bunt sacrifice over to move her over. So 1 out, and that brings up cleanup hitter, shortstop. Leighton Gray. There's no echo here. Okay, so Angelina Gonzalez at second, 1 down. Leighton Gray at the plate. Bishop gets her sign. Low.
Ooh, low. You could tell that one was low all the way from over here.
And then as you look here from our perch and you see the nice mural that the previous principal, Norco principal Melissa Bako had painted up there, that used to be just a blank wall. So I've got a mural on the front side. It's been there since the summer of 1980. Got a mural on the back side, and they finally, some years back, there used to be this panther-looking thing on the gym entrance side, and they finally got rid of it and put a real Norco blue. There's a base hit. Oh, sharp base hit to third. The throw is pulls her off. Oh, a beautiful stop by the third baseman, Sherry Thompson. But
Great
her
catch,
throw
but the
pulled
foot
the
didn't
first
quite-
baseman off. Yeah.
Hit or an error?
Well, I'd say it was an error on the throw.
Yeah.
So, Angelina Gonzalez stays at second. Leighton Gray is at first, and that brings up Bella Ray, who was hit by the pitch, the second pitch in a row the last time up. And she whacks it foul by the dugout. And Sadie Burrows takes a step back to the safety of the gap over there.
Yeah, we're
So Leighton Gray, you have to call that an E5.
yeah.
You know, it was a great, hard hit by Leighton, a great stop by the third baseman, but her throw, whoa, another hit into the fence just between the opening of the dugout over there. One of the May sisters jumped out of the way. They're all laughing about it over there, but last week against Corona, Leighton Gray was in the on-deck circle and took a shot.
Wasn't it Leighton that was in the circle that
Okay, there's a big
wow.
high pop-up. The center fielder's coming in, gets it, stops. The runners will not advance. 2 outs.
Wow. I thought that was gonna get to us for a second.
No, it was too
Went
high
too
the
high,
angle, yeah. So Bella Ray
straight up.
has a deep flat to short center field. That brings up Sadie Burrows, the third baseman for Norco. And that catch was made by Heiler, the center fielder for King.
Wow. 2 outs, 2 runners on base. This could make the difference between scoring more runs and going straight to the next inning. Ooh, swing on a low. You know, I've noticed that Bishop tends to throw lower than higher.
Well, again, you know, watch Coral, watch Peyton, watch this girl's windup, and again, because she's left-handed, it's coming in a little bit different. So when we get back to the home shot, watch her feet, watch her feet and her legs, and the way her arm goes, and watch each pitch with the release point where the hand is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hitting up against her hip? Is she a little outside? We got back to the home camera here. I don't know if you can close in a little on the home camera there, Weston. Okay, there's another hit foul here to the fence.
Fouled off to the left.
If you can maybe sting her in a bit on your zoom on the pitcher, and we'll do both for both Peyton and the King pitcher Bishop here. All right. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to count, 2 runners on. She gets her sign, winds and deals.
Also, just in general, there's a tendency to foul to the left, no matter what hand the batter's hitting with.
No, it's if you're looking. So here's our favorite Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs, and 2 runners on.
And is
Mr.
that
Cameron
number?
Smiler.
I wish 22.
Oh,
Okay.
is
there's
it
the
22 at
force out.
bat?
Wow, that was a nice hard hit, but right at the third baseman who scoops it up, steps on the bag for third for the force. So the Cougars go scoreless in the bottom of the third. We'll be back on HorseTown High Studios.
Batting for King, number 17, Dakota Heiler.
Welcome back to Norco High. Top of the 4th inning here. King at bat. It's the center fielder Heiler is up, and the first pitch by Coral Williams is a strike.
Been having some fast innings this game. A lot of quick plays, quick outs.
And another
Looking like that pace is
pitch.
not slowing.
Well, you know, you've watched Major League Baseball for a while, being a high school student, and what did they do a couple years ago? What did they institute?
Pitch count.
I actually don't know. I don't.
Okay, they instituted pitch count
Pitch count.
to speed up the game because one of the complaints was it took forever. So one of the things in Major League Baseball is that if you got a runner first, they could throw a million times over there to keep the runner on and not move the game along. And people complain about being at a game forever. There's a foul back, keeps the count at 0-2 to Heiler. Dakota Heiler, number 17, is the batter, and she is the center fielder for the Wolves.
I only like quick games like these when we're up.
Ooh, off the handle, foul.
Keeps it nice and quick. No stress. No worry about possible loss. We're up and the game's flying. It just feels like guaranteed to win.
Peyton May is in the Cougar bullpen warming up right now. And her sister Cameron May is the catcher. There's a
That's
throw
not
to
at first
first.
base.
Ground ball to Sasha Pham at second. So Heiler's retired.
Number 7, Jonna Davis.
I think it's Janai Davis talking with the coach before the game, but she's now batting. So Heiler went down 4-3. So let me give you something here,
Ooh.
Strum. Where's that ball going? Is it foul?
Is it foul?
Yeah,
I think it's
foul.
foul, yeah.
Deep to right field, but it went foul. So far in this game, with Coral's pitching, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 4-3 putouts. So most of those have been right-handed batters. So I got to tell you something about Coral's pitching in a way that they're either swinging late or how they're picking up the ball it's inducing a right side hit, and that foul
Yeah.
ball was
Right.
very right. So now when we come back, the Cougars batting, we'll check out Bishop's pitching being left-handed, and you've already mentioned how many foul balls came left. So we'll check that out. That was
Yeah.
low. So what do we got now for there, folks? 1-2 count with one out. Nobody on for King. And the batter, of course, is Janet Davis, number 7. Okay, Coral takes a little walk behind the circle, steps back in, kicks and deals.
Ooh.
That looked awful close to hitting Davis.
High.
So 2-2.
Close.
So you know what? Let's do that. Let's turn the book over. You say what's going on, Skimmer. Say what's going on out there, and I'm going to count here.
All right, wind up the pitch, and ooh, I can really see. Yeah, a little outside.
Full count here. Full count.
Okay, so
Hope
Bishop
we can
pitching.
get a strike here. Ooh, hit. Oh, drop.
Okay. Which side of the field was that on?
On the right
On
side.
the right-hand side. So, folks, that if you saw it there go by, Davis kind of dipped the shoulder, pushed the ball right. Sasha Pham had to range to her left, and then the spin on the ball hit the dirt and climbed up her arm and just past her. So Davis is on board, and up
What are we
comes.
giving that, an out,
Sorry.
an error, a hit?
That's a tough one because, you know,
Yeah.
she had to go. Okay, here's the thing. Sadie gets it, throws to second, and Davis is retired at second on the force. Close play.
That was very close.
All right, so let's go. Davis is out at second for 2 on the fielder's choice to Lepsock. That was the batter for King.
You
So-
could hear the ball hit that glove on that
Yeah,
throw.
that was a good snap throw. Great reaction by Sadie Burrows, the Norco third baseman, to get the hard hit ball, just turn and gun it to Sasha Pham at second, and just beat the charging Davis from first. So 2 outs, runner on first, shortstop, or correction, the third baseman, Thompson, is up for King. Peyton delivers. What do you think? Is that a strike?
You all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the delay called.
Trying to keep my eye on the screen more so I can get another angle. See
So
what
again,
we're
like we were
working with.
talking earlier, now watch Corals. If you're watching from home with us, looking here at the center field camera and watch Corals' delivery. See that little bird step to the left?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Bishop comes back, and we'll be in that same thing, watch her arm to her step and watch here. See how she throws. And here's the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bit low and outside then. Okay, so 3-2 or 2-2? I got another one here.
Deuce is wild.
I just tossed my pencil for my scoreboard, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Christian, for picking that up. Okay, here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Coral, when she's on with that, what I
Yeah.
call the EFIS pitch, after a major league pitcher from decades ago had this like blooper pitch, and it's called the EFIS pitch. When Coral is on, that pitch is devastating because they're waiting for something like that coming at 60 miles an hour. So most time high school girls, fast pitch pitching has been clocked anywhere from 40 to 63 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like overhand, high school guys are, you know, the other day Santiago had a pitcher that supposedly hit 100 miles an hour. Stryker was his name, I think. Yeah, a good stop by, the throw to first. Great stop
Nice.
by Sadie
Beautiful
Burrows.
throw to first.
Oh, Sadie Burrows grabbed the ball over the back, spun all the way around, gunned it to Savannah Gonzalez first for the third out. Down goes King.
Wow.
The score remains 2-0. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth on HorseTown High Studios.
batting, center field, Dylan Eckenrod.
We're back here at Norco High for the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for the Cougars is center fielder today, Dylan Eckenrod.
Seems
Go ahead.
someone related to Dylan Eckenrod's out in the parking lot. She came up to bat. Someone yelled her name. Got some fans out here today.
Yes, she does.
Let's hope she can
Okay.
live up to the hype.
Bishop is still pitching. So can we go to the center field camera again, please? There we go. So watch here, Stumer. Watch how she steps up and leans. Now watch her wind up and watch the pitch.
Oh,
Okay. So that was fouled off, back off the backstop.
straight up into the air on that one.
Okay. So she's letting go. Watch where the ball lets go, somewhere just at her hip or past her hip. I'm no pitching expert, folks. I've just been watching softball for a long time. Okay, so 1-1 the count to Eckenrod. Bishop pitches.
Oh yeah, I definitely
And
saw she
strike.
released right in front of her hip, like right
Okay.
there.
All right, and again, too, most pitchers are right-handed.
Right-handed.
So when it's coming in a different angle, then that's, even though these kids do get some quality pitching practice, there's a chopper low on the pitch, so evens the count out at 2-2.
Got to take allergy minutes.
You'll hear you
need
Norco
allergy
girls have
medicine,
their
man.
different variety of cheers for their teammates and what's going on. So you hear the woos in the background. Is that outside? No. Called
that's
strike
outside.
3 on Dylan Eckenrod.
Pro tip: if you ever want to become a softball shoutcaster and/or live stream operator, bring allergy medicine. Mr. Cameron's suffering.
All right. As you may have heard there from Mr. Phil Taylor, the public announcer, Ashlyn Braun, the catcher, is up, and she smacks it to the third baseman, who picks it up, throws it away on a bounce. Oh, she didn't have to rush that. Poor. We get around to the third base side here. That was poor Thompson. She made a nice stop on a one hopper to her from Ashlyn Braun, but she bounced it over to the first baseman, Anderson, and it went past her. So Ashlyn Braun is aboard, and coming up for the Cougars is Sasha Pham, the second baseman. All right, with one out, do you bunt?
What?
With one out, do you bunt?
With one out, do you want?
Yeah. Now, Sasha the other day hit one off the wall and another good hit. Whoa. And almost hit Eric Paul Johnson there in the off the field section by the Cougar dugout. I'd let her hit away.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be worth it to bunt with one out.
It was no outs. Yes.
There's no outs, yes, because you can sacrifice a runner, but
Okay.
on one out, it's just a little too risky.
All right. So Bishop's
Unless you're
pitch was
confident
low.
in it.
So 1-1 yes.
1-1.
1-1 is the count. Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
I'd say that you could bunt on one out if you have a runner on third, or like you need a
Oh, that'd
run
be a squeeze
to get
play,
in.
though. If
Yeah.
you wanted. So it'd be a suicide squeeze. There's another word for that play, too. But right now, with Ashton Braun at first, Sasha Pham at the plate, and then come back around the top should be Kendra Nelson on deck. So Bishop gets her sign, looks at her card, delivers the pitch, and
Ooh,
just
foul.
fouled. And this time, nice throw from third to first, but foul ball.
Yep.
So, as the girls sometimes cheer, new life, use it. So, she's got another chance to hack away.
And again, another example of Bishop pitching a left field foul.
Yes. Okay, here's the pitch. Another foul.
one.
Two?
Two left field
To
fouls.
left field.
So yeah, definitely proves the theory that Coral has a lot more right field fouls and Bishop has a lot more left field fouls, just based on their pitching styles.
Yep.
It's always interesting finding out little things like that about a game. Just
The little
details.
nuances. Here's the
Yeah.
pitch, and outside and low. Braun had taken a couple good steps off the base, and the catcher looked at first, and she scrambled back. So, are we on our juices wild here for you?
Nope.
Well, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs in for Norco. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And here's Bishop's pitch, and coming at us, and
left field foul.
You know what? Time to get your glove on.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Any of these could just, we're done.
Yeah, that got out here in a hurry. The left fielder, Sidney Cobb, came on, retrieved it, threw it back to the infield. All right. Bishop's got the ball. Looking at her card on her wrist. Steps up to the mound. Okay. Winds and delivers. And low.
Low ground.
And Braun's digging for second. She's safe with the pitch that bounced off the catcher.
Wow. You know, my
So-
friend TJ the other day was suggesting we should put up some nets in the parking lot because someone's car got hit by softball. Broke their windshield.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, there's still glass here
Yeah.
from a couple weeks ago. All right, here's the pitch by Bishop, and there's hit up the middle underneath the leg.
Straight down the middle.
Braun is held at third. The throw home is deflected.
Oh.
And one's covered home. Oh, the first baseman now covers home. All right, so Sasha Pham laces a ground ball under Bishop's feet, gets out into center field. Coach Robinson held Braun at third on the throw that got away from Bishop and then angled off the plate. Sasha Pham took second, so she ran with timeout. The infield, Kings infielders are all in talking in the circle, figuring out their game plan. Sasha Pham runs over to third to confer with Coach Robinson and Ashley Braun at third, and the next batter up should be Kendra Nelson. Nelson's a left-handed batter, so let's see what happens here. Left-handed batter to left-handed pitcher. And so they got their conference. You know, now here's the thing. Are you going to do a squeeze play? Okay, so there's still 1 out, right?
No, still 1 out.
Okay. So that's part of the chess playing of softball that's why purists in baseball, the National League didn't have a designated hitter forever, and the American League did, is that you had to have bunts and some strategy. And so let's see what happens here. Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher, and inside pitch at the knees. Okay, Norco has runners at second and third. Sasha Pham at second, Ashley Braun at third. Actually, Ray Lowe came in to run. I missed that. Sorry, folks. Ray Lowe has been the runner. So Ray Lowe's over at third as the runner for Ashley. Okay, and the count is 2-0. Bishop looks at her card on her right hand next to her glove, delivers the pitch, and fouled off. That would have been a pull pitch there if the net wasn't there.
Very
At least
hot.
would have hit one of the air conditioners on top of the girls' locker room area.
Yeah.
All right.
Gets us our first strike.
2-1 the count with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Here's the windup and the pitch. And another scooper. Great stop by the first baseman who tags the runner. And now they got the runner in a rundown and they tag her out. And so the runner at third didn't go. The runner at second did. The first baseman for King made a leaping grab, and that being Taylor Anderson. She reached up, gloved the ball, tagged Nelson coming up the line for the second out. Sasha Pham had taken off for third, thinking that Ray Lowe was headed for home, but she wasn't, so that she got hung up in a quick pickle, and that ends the inning. So
Rough situation. Rough
it is,
situation.
again, part of learning, not only up here, but down there as a base runner. So we are going to go. Tell us when we get the camera coming our way here. We'll be back after this.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Want to give a shout out right before we get back to the inning. Mr. Ryan, our athletic trainer, we can give it a shot. They're looking at you right now. We just want to give a shot about everything. We're going to do a quick little, we're going to take control of the stream. Our normal announcers will be right back, but I want to give a second so you can tell everybody all the cool things that we do.
So we're really blessed here at Norco. We got a lot of great facilities that we have over here. I like to compare it to the collegiate level facilities, and we not only take care of your injuries, evaluate your injuries, but we also help prevent them. So if you're feeling any aches and pains, if you feel an injury coming, or if you had an injury that happened, we're here to help you get through that. We're here to help you kind of get back onto the field and make sure you can compete at 100%, but make sure that you do it safely. We have a really strong team with us. We have a lot of students who are well equipped and who are very excited about pursuing a career path in healthcare. And really, we're about getting everybody healthy on the field, but also getting all of the students all the experience that they need so they can further their career path in healthcare.
So we just want to thank all the hard work you do. Also want to give a shout out to your counterpart on maternity leave. Oh, ball hit to right center. Ball's going to drop. It's going to look like she's going to make the second with a stand-up double for the Wolves. Here with no ounce in there, but thank you guys for all you do. If we can find you pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah, we'll be at every field, every home event. Once we get into the playoffs, we try to travel with most of our team for playoffs. But we're everywhere. We're at practices, we're at games, we're in the clinic, and we're in the classroom. We're everywhere that you guys can imagine us to be.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for everything. We got a couple videos we'll probably show out in a few days and stuff like that. We're gonna repost all that. So, but thank you for coming on.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. And let's get back to our normal broadcast.
All right, so as Mr. Cameron described, Lynette Vu whacked a double to the mid-center field. Eckenrod chased that down, got the throw in quickly. It looks like a new batter has come up for, is that 30 or 32?
It is 30.
It is 30. So as Phil Taylor, the public address announcer, said, number 30 is Callie Portillo. Not know where she's coming in. There's a pop-up along the first base line and just out of play.
Wow.
Savannah Gonzalez ranged over there, hoping to reach over the safety fence, but it was too far out. So I'm not sure where Portillo's coming in. She's batting for Cobb, the left fielder. So we'll see what happens if Cobb stays in the game or goes. Here's the pitch. All right, so where's that foul ball, Mr. Stumer?
A foul ball.
The foul ball that just happened.
It went right in.
Right again. So Coral pitching. So
All pitching right field.
Okay. So once again, Callie Portillo is the batter. It's 0-2 the count. Coral steps back out of the circle. Something's going on. The batter backed up out of the circle. She's looking back at the coach. So Lucinda Brewer's giving some signs over there. Looks down at her clipboard. Portillo steps back in. The pitch by Williams. And there's that Ephus pitch.
Yep.
Just high, though. You saw how the batter froze?
Yeah, froze for a second.
She started to commit and then stopped.
She was expecting it to come along faster and then slowed.
And it slowed. Here's the pitch, and there's that. See, that's what's devastating about that pitch is you throw one like that.
You never
come up
expect it to be that slow. And then, freeze up.
Yeah, okay, so that evens up the count at 2-2, the Ephus pitch, and then a low fastball. And that should be a strike.
Should be it.
There it is. Punched her out. And you hear a fan's roar of approval out here. So Portillo goes down on strikes. So don't know what's up with Cobb, who had been the left fielder in that. We'll see when she comes out here to pitch. But that brings up first baseman Anderson, who made a great play to stop the ball at the end of the previous inning. And there's a whack. That's a gapper. Okay, one run is in for King.
Yeah.
Eckenrod gets the pitch. The throw in, and a solid hit by Anderson to the right center field wall. Scores Vu.
That was just a little more to the right. I think that could have went over the fence. That was pretty close.
She drove that ball. That's where you got a power pitch with a power swing. And so the circle, the Cougars are huddling. Okay, you can think we're on our center field camera right now. Is that true? So, okay, so you can see the team there, and they got a runner come in, I think, for Anderson. So who's coming in to run for Anderson there? Can you get a number for me?
Yeah.
Number 5. That's Taylor Anderson now running for.
We haven't had many exciting big hits like that this game, but that was
correction.
really one for the
It's
ages.
number 6. I didn't think that was right. 6 is Mackenzie Vargas. So now running at second for King is Mackenzie Vargas. Running for Anderson, who just blistered the ball to the right center field wall. Okay, so now it should be Jace Margaritas, the catcher, batting. Let's see what happens here.
Ooh. Fouled off to the left.
Definitely a pull shot if it had
Yep.
not hit the screen. All right.
Those nets are lifesavers.
So I'd say Coral's starting to get the pitches up if they're hitting them that hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you notice over here where I think Zoe is protecting Peyton.
Yep.
Okay. Strike out looking. Oh, the Ephus pitch worked that time. Okay. So that is the first out, right? Or 2?
No, it's a second out.
Okay. That's what I thought.
We're really hoping to get one
Yeah.
more out, keep that score with us in the lead.
So the K for 2. So that should bring up Christensen, the second baseman.
Oh,
Low swing.
surprised they swung on that. That was a pretty low pitch.
Well, again, we're
We are observers.
we're out here. Because we can't go back and replay it. So imagine, here's Coral. Let's go of the ball. And did she have a drop? Did she have some sort of spin on it? So when you have that, 10th of a second decide what to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's coming what you think is it. She kind of did that scoop swing, but that thing just drops. Okay, we got timeout. Beth, the pitching coach, has come out to the circle. And number 6, the runner, Mackenzie Vargas, goes to join Coach Brewer and the batter just off home plate. So Christensen took a hard golf swing at the pitch there. So Beth says what she has to say to Coral. The team all gives their fist bumps. Beth walks off. Lucinda Brewer goes back to her coaching box at third. So let's see what happens. Christensen steps back into the batter's box. Coral bears down, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Okay. There's the center field camera off.
Yeah.
I'm not helping myself because I'm not hearing me here. There we go.
Ooh.
There it is. Can she get it? They whacked it. Okay, they held her at third. The throw home cut off by Coral Williams. The first base coach for King is exuberant over the base hit to center by Christensen. That pitch was up.
Mm-hmm. That was an up.
So it was right in her zone, and then she got a good smack to center. So King now has the timed run at third, the go-ahead run at first, and coming up is Hyler. Dakota Hyler.
Game's starting to get a little scary here. Almost got game tied. Let's hope we can get a good, clean strikeout here. So Coral can bring us home to the bottom of the 5th.
All right, so Sasha Pham went over and said something to Coral. Coral's at the back of the circle, kicking the dirt. The batter was out of the boxes wide. So Hyler steps back in. 11. You know what? There's a new batter in there. Number 11. So, where's that?
That's
17?
2 strikes. 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're looking for one more strike to bring this inning to a close. Or this half of the inning.
It's still 17. It is Hyler still at the plate. Here's Peyton's pitch. And popped up over the
fly.
back screen.
Wow. Almost hit our audience behind those nets back there.
All right, what's our count? 0-2 with 2 out.
Also, I just realized that the announcer back there is Philip Taylor, my AP World History teacher. Also, speaking of AP History classes, sign up for AP Euro. We need more people, or I think we actually might have hit the goal. But sign up anyways, because I'm going to be in that class.
Okay.
Just thought I'd give an announcement.
Okay, there's the strikeout
That's
to end the inning. Swinging strikeout. And we'll talk about AP Euro when we come back for the bottom of the 5th inning here at Norco High School. The Cougars lead 2-1. We'll be right back.
Cougars number 1, Angie Gonzalez.
Welcome back to Norco High. I don't hear myself in here. Can you hear me? There we go.
There we go.
Okay, welcome back to Norco High for the bottom of the 5th. And there is a
Ooh.
base hit
Beautiful
by Angie
hit.
Gonzalez right along the left field line, and she cruises into second base for a leadoff double.
That came right up to us. That was
So-
right there.
Again, left-handed pitcher.
Left-handed pitcher.
And this one, she swung early enough where at the curve of the pitch and the spin on the ball, it was about 6 inches fair. So leadoff double for Angelina Gonzalez, and that brings up 0-0 the first baseman Savannah Gonzalez.
Wow.
So that makes the 4th hit, my unofficial record of the game for the Cougars. Here's the pitch, and there is a foul ball along the left field line.
Oh.
That seemed to hit the ball along the handle. Savannah swung early and hit the handle there. Thank you, Linda Williams, for pointing that out. I didn't finish the thought, but I appreciate you picking us up here. Linda Williams writes, high school softball pitches 55 to 65 miles an hour are equivalent to an 85 to 95 an hour baseball pitch due to the shorter 43-foot distance, allowing for a similar reaction time of roughly 0.35 to 0.4 seconds. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Linda. Appreciate you guys out there watching with us. And thanks for that backup on expertise. All right. And the continuing education of Mr. Stumer continues.
Yep.
Okay, here's the pitch.
Every day I learn a little bit more.
Linda, if you're here watching with us, am I correct on when I'm talking about the curves and the spins? Yeah. Thanks for your help on that. But yeah, great point on the reaction time with the shorter distance. Here's the pitch, and there's a up pitch by Bishop. Makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angelina Gonzalez is the runner at second for Norco. Savannah still battling at the plate. Cougars lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Hoping to widen that lead in this inning.
And there's another ball hit down the left field fence. Hey, bring back our live chat here. See if Linda answered for us. Once again, if you're friends of Coach Brewer, in a shout out she gave to you before the game, if you're there in Florida watching, thanks for watching Norco Cougar softball against the Riverside King Wolves. There's a base hit to center field. Gaps it. That could be a triple. It could be a home run. 1 run is in. Oh, Gonzalez slips at third, and he sent her home. If she's going to score an inside the park home run.
Inside home
It went
run.
all the way to the We Are Norco sign in center field.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Savannah slipped on the second base bag and stumbled just past second base, and I saw her body language like, can I make it? But the ball was hit all the way to the wall. Rick sent her home, and the Cougars increased their lead to 4-1.
Wow. Beautiful hit.
Oh, definitely needed that.
So, and suddenly got quiet. Are they having a pitching change? Okay, where's Brewer? Okay, I don't
Yep.
see her again.
Looks
Okay,
like we're
there's a new
switching out.
pitcher. So Bishop goes to the dugout.
Number
Brewer.
11.
Brewer gives her a high five as she goes in the dugout. Her teammates pat her on the back in there. And number 11 has come in, you're telling me? That is Mackenzie Carloni.
Wow.
And her grandpa helps coach. Her mom is also coach. That's the assistant coach, Lana, that I don't see there in the dugout today. And that's who we mentioned at the top of the broadcast. A standout pitcher for Cajon High School back in the day. She went to the University of Oklahoma and won the National College Women's World Series in 2000. And here she is now following her mom's footsteps. Mackenzie Carloni takes the circle for King.
Yeah, we definitely needed those 3 runs to secure our lead. But let's hope we can keep these scores looking like they do. Up by 3 points. Runs. Up by 3 runs. Oh,
Oh, look at it. Okay, so young Mackenzie Carloni in the circle looks at her wrist, right-handed. So now watch here. Watch here, Stumer. Watch the right-handed difference here.
ooh, that almost
Okay.
hit her. Had to
Okay.
dodge out of the way on that one.
All right, so our batter again is Leighton Gray, the Cougar shortstop. Her first time at bat, she got stranded at second and then got on the error from the third baseman, but was stranded on base.
Almost hit her again.
Well, again, you're coming in, pressure situation. Your team is down. You got to have butterflies going. So let's see how young Carloni handles this. She looks at her left wrist, gets the ball in, grips the ball, rocks back, and delivers.
Ooh.
Fouled off.
I just feel bad for Leighton because it seems like she cannot avoid getting hit. In that last game, she got hit. She got hit earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Her first time at bat, she got plunked on the hip by Bishop, and then who followed hitting Isabella Ray on the arm. So here we are. Cougars are ahead 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. No outs. Nobody on. Leighton Gray at the plate. Here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Outside.
Side.
Okay, so we got, well, actually, did he just call that a strike?
Did he?
The home plate umpire, the scorekeeper put
No,
3 and
that's a
1. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
We should be good.
Oh, that was the foul pitch. The
That's- yeah,
pitch
the foul
before.
pitch was
Thank
a
you.
strike.
That's why we're all helping each other here. Okay, here's the pitch. And there's a hit to the wall here of the football field
Hit the wall.
and hits the truck parked over there on the tire.
Never thought that truck would be in
In the splash zone.
Oh, wow.
It hit there about 3 bounces. So 3-2 is the count to Leighton Gray. Nobody out.
That was a far, far foul pitch to hit that truck.
If she straightened out, it would have been over us.
Oh, yeah. Would have went way
There
over.
is a eephus pitch by Carloni, which is low, and Leighton Gray walks.
Huh? We got one on base.
So up should be Bella Ray. So earlier today, Bella Ray was hit by a pitch her first time at bat. She got stranded at second. Then she
already
flew
put
out to
on
center
first.
field her second time up. So this is her third time up in the game. And she swings and misses. The catcher looks with a fake throw to first, but Gray is back.
Gotta love the fans' enthusiasm out here. A lot of yelling from the parking lot for our players.
It's a great,
out here today.
Yeah,
a
it
great
is.
place to watch softball here at Norco High. A check swing. What's he going to call? That was a low ball, but now he's checking, and the field umpire says no swing.
You know, I was wondering why our views were a little lower than usual. I think it's because everybody's out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people out here than usual.
All right, so we got a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Bella Ray. Leighton Gray's at first, and there's a
Ooh,
foul ball
foul
just
to the
past Coach
left.
Robinson, past the coaching box along the left field line. But we have a right-handed pitcher now.
Ooh.
Can we check our chat? Check our chat here, see if we got any answers yet.
No.
Anything below that? Okay, nope. All right. Here's the pitch on the ground. Leighton Gray takes off for second, and she'll make it in standing up. The ball was low, bounced off the catcher's leggings and towards the Cougar dugout, allowing Leighton Gray to scamper to second base. All right, so can Bella Ray drive her in now? Okay. Carloni looks at her pitch card, winds and delivers, and here's another one that was straightened out. It'd be in the second row of the parking lot.
Almost went over the fence into the football field.
Yep.
That was a
a
big
monster blast by Bella Ray, but foul. Okay, so you got her on the view. We're here right now.
Yep.
So, okay, and then back to the center field camera. Watch with us here as Carloni delivers. Boom.
Ooh.
Squibbler
Another
to
foul off
Beth
to the
at
right.
first base. Beth kicks it over to the first baseman. All right, the king left fielder right now is number 30, which is Callie Portillo. She did come in for Cobb, so she's here. She was just doing a practice run to the wall, getting ready in case Bella smacks one out here. All right, here's the sign. Here's the pitch. Oh, there's a high eephus pitch. All right, so that puts our count at 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's nobody out. Leighton Gray, the Cougar shortstop, is the runner at second. All right, can you see how the ball was ripped her hand before she puts it in the glove? So let's see what she spins. Here it is.
Oh, that's a walk.
Ball 4 outside. So that brings up Sadie Burrows. Sadie Burrows, the first time up, got a single. Second time up, she hit a wicked one-hop bouncer to the third baseman to throw her out. All right, so runners at first and second. Let's see what Sadie Burrows can do. Okay, the umpire. Okay, we got a runner. Who's running for Sadie at first base? Can you see over there?
I can't quite get an eye on it.
All right. You got a camera shot of the first base for us? All right, so Sadie Burrows will play. We'll get the runner at first for you in a second. Both runners lead off.
Number 11.
Okay, so number 11 for Norco running is, what is it?
Ashley Brown.
It's Ashlyn Braun, the catcher.
Ashlyn Brown.
All right, so they must have done some changing coming up here for her to be running. Here's the pitch, kind of low. That's not her. That's somebody else running. It's 17, I
Is
think.
it 17?
I think it's 17. You know what? So Bella
17
Ray
Bella
stayed
Ray.
in to run. Bella stayed in to run. But the home plate umpire went over and set some at first, so there's it's going to drop. It's going to drop into center field. Okay, Leighton Gray stops at third. Oh, the center fielder dropped, and Leighton Gray scampers home for a run. All right, so the hit was a shallow blooper into center field. The center fielder charging forward, number 17, Dakota Heiler, got the ball, but as she hit the brakes to plant to throw, stepped on the proverbial banana peel and landed on her butt.
Yeah.
The ball went backwards, so that's what happened.
Yeah,
Cobb went from left field to right field,
Yeah.
and with the bobble and slip, Robinson sent Leighton Gray home, and runner, and because she wasn't sure that the ball was going to be caught, Bella Ray didn't take off from first. So Bella then ran to second, and the runner's on at first. So Sadie Burrows gets the bloop single into center field. Leighton Gray scores to give it the Cougars another run. So the score is now 5-1 Cougars in the bottom of the 5th. And that brings up to the plate, should be Dylan Eckenrod.
From my perspective on that play, it looked like when she reached down to try and grab the ball, she lost her balance a little bit, and that's what caused her to slide and slip.
Good point. All right, so Dylan Eckenrod at the plate for the Cougars. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Looks like he called a strike. Yes, he did. So you heard 4-3-4 there. Here's the pitch, and it's laced down to the left field wall. Foul. Callie Portillo, the left fielder, goes over, retrieves the ball, throws it to the left sock, the shortstop, who fires it into the second baseman, who gives it to the pitcher, Carloni. All right, 0-2 the count to Dylan Eckenrod. Carloni gets her sign, and here's the pitch.
Little low.
Okay, Robinson calls time, walks over to, you know what? Eckenrod got called out on a strike.
Oh, was
3.
it? Did it get called strike?
And so now Robinson's talking to the home plate umpire. I don't know if we got a new batter coming in. Sasha
like-
Phamb's on deck, but who's up? Number 5? Number 5 is Zoe Salazar coming in. So Zoe Salazar is going to bat for Ashley Braun, I believe. So Eckenrod struck out for the first out, called strike. And now Zoe Salazar is batting for Ashley Braun.
I thought that pitch was a little low, but I'm called it a strike.
Zoe in the game on Wednesday had a bases clearing double, which got the Cougars their 12th, 13th, and 14th runs against Centennial. So let's see what Zoe can do right now. She's had a hot hand here as of late. And there's a deep fly ball in center field. It's going to be over the center fielder. Okay.
Wow.
1 run is in.
Right
2
back to
runners
the
in.
scoreboard.
Zoe's digging for third. The throw, no throw. And Salazar pounds her chest with a triple. So 2 games in a row, she clears the bases. And the Cougar lead is now 7-1.
Wow. Beautiful hit way right back to the scoreboard, just like earlier. Secures us almost an infield home run.
Okay, so Salazar's hit scores Bella Ray and Sadie Burrows. And that brings up second baseman Sasha Pham with 1 out in the Cougar 5th.
No, what'd you say? I only got half of that.
And there's a little base hit to third. The throw draws it, and the pitch. The first baseman got her foot back in time. The throw is again wide to the left. Number 8 is at third base, which is Sherry Thompson. So there is 2 outs. Or
Wait.
1 out. 1 out should be 2.
Did it? Was it a foul?
He called. You know what? No, that's an out. They just haven't put it up. There it is. Finally,
There it
the
is.
second
There
out.
we go.
Okay, Kendra Nelson, leadoff batter's up. Okay, so Zoe Salazar's a runner at third. Sasha Pham just got thrown out. A good play by the King first baseman to touch the glove. I believe that's Anderson. So 5-3 for the 2 there. And Kendra Nelson's up. And she hits it just past the pitcher. She's going to be safe at first, and the run scores.
Wow.
So Zoe Salazar scores from third. Kendra Nelson gets an infield single, and that should bring up Angelina Gonzalez.
She almost got that catch at pitcher's mound. Just barely
see the
missed the
spin?
ground. I did.
Okay, so did she hit it off the top of the bat? Like a pull cue. So that did put that extra spin on it. And that's why she put her glove down and it just around her. Okay, here's the first pitch and fouled out to the other side of the bleachers.
hit the bleachers.
Mm.
Get a little dink.
One of the dads back there gets the ball and throws it in to another person who's taking around on the backside of the dugout. So Angelina Gonzalez steps back in. Carloni steps back on the rubber, looks at her left wrist. I didn't quite hear the 3 count by the King players, and swing, a hard swing by Gonzalez. In her prior at bats, Gonzalez had a sac bunt. She had a single, got stranded second, and then her last at bat, which started this inning off, she got a double. And she scored the first Cougar run of this 5th inning. Here's the pitch, and she pops it into the second base. It bounced off the first baseman. She catches it, but she's too late to turn. And Angelina Gonzalez is safe at first.
You can see that little bit of a stumble there
Yeah.
just before trying to turn around and get back to first.
So again, that whatever spin she's got on the pitch, it hit up. The first baseman was late on her charge, and it hit, bounced up high. She turned to throw to the second baseman covering. That was Anderson at first. Christensen got over there, but it was too late. Angelique Gonzalez hustling up to the line is safe at first.
Ooh.
Did you see how she swung early?
Yep.
Okay. So Savannah Gonzalez is up. I'm pretty sure that double O there. And she was ahead of her swing on the pitch. So Carloni gets the sign, kicks and deals, and here comes right at us. Drops into left field. Here comes the throw home. The run in, the slide. She's safe. The throw's over the catcher. Runners advance to second and third, and the 9th run for the Cougars is in. So that was Kendra Nelson scoring from first. Angelina Gonzalez got all the way around to third, and a double is Savannah Gonzalez, so it should bring up shortstop Leighton Gray.
Oh wait, did number 8 switch with number 10 on second base?
Okay. As for King.
No, the
For Norco?
1 second.
Okay. Okay, so we got a runner in there right now?
Yeah, because I saw
Is that
number
Ray
10
Lowe?
went from there.
That's Ray Lowe?
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure.
so good eyes. I was looking down at my scorebook. So Ray Lowe is running for the Cougars now at second. And
Foul.
Leighton smacks it foul. Yes, Ray Lowe is now running at second base for Savannah Gonzalez. Good eyes. Thank you, Stumer.
Mhm.
The Cougars lead the Wolves 9-1. It's an 0-ball, 1-strike count to Leighton Gray with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And here comes Addis.
Oh.
The wind took it. Shortstop's calling. Normally, Stumer, who makes the call on that?
Nothing.
The person coming in.
What's coming in?
So the shortstop came back, left sock. Number 30, the left fielder, Callie Portillo, was racing in. Normally in an outfield play, the outfielder should call it and take control. But as again, they're looking up in the sun. So that's a tough play. But no
Difficult.
communication there between the left fielder and the shortstop. And timeout. The catcher, sorry, buddy, just smacked Christian in his arm. So Jace Margaritas, the catcher, came out to the circle to talk to Mackenzie Carloni. Saw her emphasizing with her finger something like, calm down. You're doing good. Make your spots.
Yeah, the
And
Wolves
a
are
yell
very
for Bella Ray here from the outfield stands. So runner on second. Bella Ray at the plate. Carloni gets her sign, delivers a pitch, and there's a pop fly getting right here,
towards
medium
us.
depth in left field.
She got
Good
it.
catch by the left fielder. Way to fight the sun and get it. So
That catch brings an end to a lengthy 5th inning.
Callie Portillo makes the catch for the 3rd out. The Cougars now increase their lead to 11-1. We'll be back for the top of the 6th inning on HorseTown High Studios after this.
for the Cougars, number 7, Jenna Davis.
Welcome back to Norco High for the top of the 6th inning. The Cougars scored a bunch of runs in the bottom of the 5th and increased their lead to 11-1 over Riverside King. Jana Davis is batting for King, and there's already been a couple pitches to her. So she's down 1-2 the count. Coral Williams still in the circle for the Cougars. Here comes the pitch. And a swing and miss. Swing and a foul back to the backstop. Jenna Davis has been in it twice before. She got
Yes. We'll take it.
0 for 2 so far.
Just keep
Here's my
reminding me.
scorebook here.
I'll have someone dedicated for that can film and edit.
Okay, so Coral's next pitch was a ball, so that evens up the count at 2-2. So heads up for Norco High Girls Lacrosse. They've made CIF. They play at Portola next Tuesday at 5 p.m. And Portola is down there off the toll road in Orange County. So Norco Girls Lacrosse in the playoffs next Tuesday, 5 p.m. at Portola. And Davis went down, I believe, on a strikeout.
Strikeout.
So 1 out in the King top of the 6th. See how that pitch was?
Mhm.
So it's too bad you don't know when it's coming. You can see how it works here on the screen. So, all right. So that was a K for 1. So 1, 2, 3. I think that's Coral's 4th strikeout for today. Checking my scorebook here.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4. That is the 4th strikeout so far. And here comes a foul ball to the
Over to us.
warning track and
Oh, right in the bullpen.
In the bullpen.
Looking like we're going back to the fast pace that the rest of the game shared, except for that 5th inning. Right back to the quick outs, quick hits.
The 9-run 5th inning.
Yeah, nine runs. Wow.
There it is. That should be. Watch out for the fence.
Foul.
Oh, nice try by Cameron May.
Tried.
Running over to the fence and just out of reach.
Almost
You ever
got
watch NFL films?
it. Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, you ever watch the film of Super Bowl IV when Kansas City beat Minnesota?
I do not think I have.
Okay, that's your homework to go look up. But
All
the
right.
Kansas City coach, Hank Schramm, was wired for sound. It was the first time they wired a coach for sound. And he used this term, a swing, high swing, and fouled off. That was fouled off. That was a foul ball, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so the runner ran to first. It seemed to me that it hit her bat, but you know what? They're going to say it's a pass ball on the strike 3, and they're going to give her first base.
All right.
So the shortstop, Lebsock, is at first after striking out. I thought it was a foul ball from my vantage point here, but what do I know? That brings up the third baseman, Thompson. And here's a
Ooh,
pop fly into the
fly.
infield. Leighton Gray's calling for it, makes
And
the
she gets
catch,
it.
and 1, 2 outs. I think we should still credit Leighton with a strikeout, and she just doesn't get it because the runner advanced.
Mhm.
All right, so here's the first pitch to,
Ooh.
I think it's Carloni.
That's
What do you see, number 15?
what I can see. That looks like a strike.
15 is the matter. So actually, it's Lynette Vu. And the
Oh,
last time Lynette Vu was up, she smacked a double. Carl's sticking with that Ephus pitch here. Okay, so 1 ball, 2 balls, no
T-ball.
strikes so far. Lynette Vu is the designated player for King. Carl Williams gets her sign and kicks and deals, and there's a
Ooh,
ground ball
grounder.
right back to Coral. Coral flips to
And there it
Cameron
goes.
Minton, and that ends the inning.
Another fast inning.
So what I was saying about Hank Stram is that he used this term, keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys. But if you work up the word matriculating, has nothing to do with football. And since this doesn't have anything to do with softball, we'll be back on HorseTown High Studios after this.
Batting for your Cougars, number 27, Kayla Stuckey.
Welcome back to Norco High for the bottom of the sixth inning. The Cougars have a commanding 11-1 lead over the visiting Riverside King Wolves. Kayla Stuckey, number 27, is batting in place of Sadie Burrows, I believe. So she leads off and takes a strike, her first pitch from Corleone, and gets a second strike on a foul off the backstop. So if you're just joining us right now, Riverside King has pretty much gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They scored a run in their fourth inning on 3 hits, and then they've been held in check the rest of the way. Here's the pitch by Carlone to Stuckey, and is it just outside? The Cougars scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first, were held scoreless in the second and third and fourth, but they erupted for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs in the fifth, and then got a few more runs. Actually, 8. There's a base hit. Oh, just off the shoulder of the shortstop, and Stuckey is aboard.
Rolled right up.
27 is Addison Christensen. It looks like she's now playing shortstop. Let me look here. 27. Yeah, so Addison Christian is in now playing shortstop for King, and it bounced, hit her in the left shoulder, bounced off into shallow center field, allowing Stuckey to get on. So, is that Dylan Eckenrod up?
Cameron May.
Okay, Cameron May's in now batting. And there's a base hit into center field. Scoop. That's not an out. Oh, you know what? She must have made a scoop catch.
It was not a scoop. That was a catch.
Was that a catch?
Yeah.
Good eyes.
That was a catch.
I had
That
the
was a
fence right in
really
mind.
close
Great
catch, but it
catch
was
by
a catch.
Cobb in left field. Right field for the first out. And Stuckey was digging for second, thinking that was going to drop. So Cobb went running to her right into shallow right center field, made a shoestring catch, popped up, threw back to Anderson at first, and doubled up Stuckey. So 2 down, just like that, in the bottom of the 6th.
Wow, that was
That was a bang
so
bang
close.
play.
That was
So
great catch, great throw.
Cammie May hit the line drive that was sinking out to Cobb in right field, made a tremendous catch, bounced up, fired to Anderson at first to double up Stuckey, which brings up Dylan Eckenrod. Or correction, who's up now? Zoe Salazar should be up. And here's a
Wasn't,
whack foul.
Wasn't Zoe the one that hit that big hit earlier that got us?
Yeah, let's see who the number is.
It's number 11.
Number 11 is Ashlyn Braun. So, you know
Mm.
what? Ashlyn Braun must have sat for one because Zoe hit for her unless I misplaced her in the dugout. So, Ashlyn Braun is batting right now for the Cougars. Carloni deals. And here's a foul over towards the storage sheds between the classrooms and the field. So, we got 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Too swell.
Cougars lead 11-1 over the Wolves. Carloni checks her left wrist, grabs the ball, rocks and deals.
Ooh.
Strike 3 called.
What was that?
Down goes Ashlyn.
Yep. And down
All
goes
right,
the 6th
so
inning.
here we go to the top of the 7th. We'll be back after this.
Batting for the Wolves, number 30, Callie Portillo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Norco Cougars Softball. Gary's taking pictures, so it's just me. We're at the top of the 7th inning. Cougars are up by 11. It's 11-1. And we're hoping to not get interrupted by car horns, but we're also hoping for a nice, fast final inning to secure the Cougars the win.
So to lead off the inning here, the first King batter just smacked a ground ball to Leighton Gray, who threw to Cameron May at first for 1 out. Was I on there? I don't hear me.
Yeah, you are on now.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. I'm
Gary's
back. I
back.
got some pictures. So the very first batter for King hit a ground ball to Leighton Gray at short, who threw to Cameron May at first for the out. So quickly 1 down here. The second batter is now down 0-1. So
Guys, we're getting
that
close.
should have been Portillo, the left fielder that was the first out. It should be Anderson now. The first baseman is up.
Strike.
And there's a
Ooh,
foul off
yep.
over the back screen.
Wow.
I'm gonna switch spots with you. I'll take care of the camera. Leave everything on. And we're pretty much gonna come over here and start working on the table.
All right,
No. Oh, actually, yeah, you can start
number
hitting that.
5. So yeah,
'cause I
5
gotta go
is Taylor Anderson at the
Just-
plate.
just
Here's the
keep
pitch
it.
by Carl Williams. And there is another foul. And Cameron May races over to
Yeah,
the
we'll-
King dugout, but it hits up high off the screen.
Yep.
But we'll take those 2 cameras down right now. We'll do that.
All right.
Let's just do that.
Coral spinning the ball, looking in for her sign. Taylor Anderson steps in. Here's the pitch.
Ooh, another
Swing,
strike.
Down she goes. Strike 3. 2 out in the top of the 7th.
One more strikeout, one more out in general, and this game will be over.
This should bring up the catcher, Jace Margaritas. I haven't heard Phil Taylor say the name yet for sure. Left-handed. Okay, so new batters in for King. Jaden Ybarra is up. Jaden Ybarra takes the plate, a left-handed batter. So can you see the screen here now?
Yep.
So watch here, Coral pitching to a left-handed batter. See what we get.
It's like doing a science experiment.
Okay, watch there.
Ooh.
What do you think? Is that a strike?
I
No,
think
just low.
It's a ball. Yeah.
Can we look at the chat one more time before we leave?
Yeah,
Real
sure.
quick. Can
I
you know
can
what
open
button
it
to
up,
hit to
I
see
think.
if there's any replies there? Okay.
Unclick.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
Nope.
Nope. Thank you, Linda, for commenting earlier on the pitching stats there. Appreciate you for that. Okay, 1 ball, 1 strike to Ybarra, batting in place of the catcher. Here's the pitch.
Oh. That was
Yep,
a
that's
slow
a strike.
pitch. That's
1
strike.
2. That's slow pitch there.
This could be the pitch that ends this game. And it is.
Very good.
That brings this game to a close. Cougars 11 and the Wolves 1.
We appreciate you tuning in to Norco Cougar Softball here on the HorseTown High Studio Network. Our next broadcast is going to be next Friday.
It'll be our last.
which
Our
will be
last broadcast, sadly.
show of the season, and that should be against Rose.
Who is it? Who
Roosevelt?
are we against?
We'll post it, folks, on Horstown High Studios. So
Mr. Cameron does not know.
we should know. I should know this too. Anyway, you can consult Max Preps for the Cougar schedule. Once again, the Cougars score 11 runs to defeat King. We appreciate you near and far. Once again, a shout out to those friends of Lucinda Brewer in Florida watching us today.
Santiago on
So the
Friday.
last game next Friday that we'll broadcast is against the Sharks here at Norco